morning student, I am Sukumar, assistant professor in Ratnam College of Arts and Science. Today we are going to discuss about the title, the C language elements. Topic outcome. If you clearly understand the session, you will be able to develop a C program in your own way. Next. If we know any language, first of all we know the language, alphabets, characters, words, then paragraph. Here also you learn C language. You also learn the alphabets, characters, constant variables, then the instruction, then finally you write a program. Next. These are the things you know you able to clearly construct a one C program. The first one is the characters. You know the character sets, then the keywords, constant, thereafter the variable names. Then finally how to instruct the program, then finally you write the program. Next. Character sets. C allows alphabets, digits, numbers, then special characters. The alphabets means C allows A to Z, uppercase and lowercase. Both levels are C allow. Then the C allow the digits. The digits start from 0 to 9. Anywhere use the digits in C language. There are other then symbols. C allows the symbols. The symbols means the plus, minus, space, slash, ampersand, then hash. These kind of special symbols also C allows. Then C also allow the backspace, tab. Then these kind of things are C allows. This is called simply called this is a character sets in C. Next. Keywords. Keywords is a predefined reserved words. If the compiler knows these words are behind with some other logic behind the behind the keywords. Suppose we know the if condition, we instruct the keyword is if. The if behind the lot of logic, then write it behind. So we just try to implement if. Then suppose we declare it is a int. Int is a keyword. It is a int means it is an integer. It is stored 2 bytes. Some compilers knows it is a 2 or 4 bytes. There is money. It is a int is a data type. Then money is a variable name. The variable money is the money value stored in the integer data type in C language. Next. The variables. Variable is nothing but it is in a container to store a storage area. It is contained hold the value in memory location. Like here we know the int. Int means it is an integer. Int. Then the variable is nothing but it is in a container to store the variable in unique address, unique values. So int store the literal value 10, then store to A. Next. Here we are going to show some demo how to the variable stored in the memory. This is in a memory, the memory location. So one by one. Back. Sir. Now we are going to discuss how to the memory stored in the memory in a physical, the compiler mode. The memory location. The memory location have a lot of memory address like 512, 1024 like this. The address only based on the positive integers, not negative integers. Then here we have one problem. The problem is print 10. The compiler knows that if a variables came from the user, the compiler generally put into the memory location. The 10 is put into the memory location. But now the problem is we find the value, then print the value. So we can't find the memory address in programmer. So next. Variable provides the solution. This is in a syntax. We know data type. Data type is nothing but the integer, float, anything. The identifiers we know it is in a container hold the memory address. Here we declare int A. Next. Now, when the code came int A, the memory allocate the A. Then the next, the A we in C language, when equal symbol came, the right side of the first things is work first. So the 10 will stored into the A. The 10 will store it in A. Then next, this is in a printf statement. This is a format specifier. We using the integer, we using the percentage %d. So the percentage %d print the A. A here the container value is in a 10. So the output is 10. This is called simply a variable performance in compiler. If we name the for variable, we have a set of rules. The first rule is the C allows only the alphabets, underscore, digits using the variable name. The second rule, the first letter must be in a letter or underscore. We not use the special characters. This C not allowed. The third rule, the C cannot use the reserved words. Some examples here. Students, this is a variable name. This is a valid or not? Yeah, this is an invalid because the symbol start with the variable name. It is a invalid. Then the var name start with underscore. This is a valid or not? Yes, it is valid. The rule 2 allows the underscore begins letter. It is a valid one. So it is valid one. The second one is one var name. It is valid. Yes, exactly. This is an invalid because the digit start with name. It is an invalid one. Then next, the var name 1. Subin. Yeah, right. This is a correct. Var name 1. The name n with digits. It is allowed. The C language allow. So it is a valid. Then here the var name at symbol at the end. We know the rule. The C cannot accept the symbols in C language in variable name. So this is an invalid. Then last but not least, there is switch. Trisha. Yes, this is a keyword, so we cannot define it as a variable name. This is an invalid one. The next, constant. If the value, the previous knowledge, we know the keywords, variable names, etc. We know. Now the constant, if the variable name, you know the value, this is you define as a constant. If you have fixed the value as a constant, this never change in the program. So we using the constant. The constants are three types. The integer constant, float constant, then character constant. Nothing. Here we discuss only for the constants main only. The next. So before. Suppose we know the area of square. The formula. Yes. Harshad. Yes. Pi r squared. The pi values means this is a 3.14. We know this is in a constant value, it cannot change. So we fix the value, the keyword const, the value pi is not changed the entire program. So next we declare, here also is in a second method also. If using the define, it is in a preprocessor macro, you define pi 3.14 in define function, define statement. This is in a constant for the entire the program. It is replaced by the runtime. So okay, this is the concept, constant. Next, preprocessor directories. Preprocessor directories is a commands that gives instruct to the C processor. So next slide. We write the C program, the processor processing. If the process is the code check, if the processor have, then check the preprocessor action. Otherwise, is directly move to the compiler. The preprocessor macro process the compiler object code, the linker, the link executable code. Next. C have a set of rich libraries. There are, so make it fast. Studio.h, Conio.h, String.h, graphics, math, DOS. There also have some files also have. These are files. If using the studio.h, we must using the printf statement, scanf statement. The Konya.h using the clear screen, then getCGH is getCGH functions are using. Then the string.h, we count the string length, we using the string length, then reverse, string reverse using the string reverse. If we using the graphics header file, we going to change the set color, set back, these things are you do it. The math route that is, it is in a header file, in going to squared, power, these functions are used. The DOS, it is in a, you programmer get, your program get date or a time using the .h DOS, the header file, then get the dates. Now we know the keywords, constant, variable names, etc. something. Here is the 6 steps, 6 sections. The first one is documentation section, second one is a link section, third one is a definition section, the fourth one is a global declaration section, fifth one is a main function, last one is a subsection. This is the optional. The subprogram, then global declaration, link section is an optional, others are mandatory. This is a small program to find a circular area of circular. Sir, last slide. Next. The first section is a documentation section. We using the document section. The link section, we know we using the printf in our program, so we include the studio.h. So then the define function, we know the preprocessor macro is in a preprocessor macro. The pi is a constant value, so the preprocessor directives now we declare here. Then I am declaring on global variable because we using on function subfunction. If we declare in the main function, this is not available for the value radix is not available in the circular function. So this is in a global declaration. Then this is the main function. The main function called the circular. It is in a subprogram subfunction. This function pass the value 5. The 5 is comes into here. Then the float area, area pi r squared is the formula. The pi into r radix into radix. The value 3.14 replaced by runtime. Then finally print the output. Thank you, student. If you have any doubts, clarify. Thank you.